Welcome back to RVMax.us. Today, we're excited to bring you a rare gem. This is a West Coast built coach, a 2007 Beaver Contessa 42-foot tag axle coach that is a one-owner RV. From its rich hardwood cabinetry to the full-body paint that still shines, this Contessa stands tall as one of the finest examples of its era. If you've been looking for a luxury motor coach that's been lovingly cared for and ready for the road, you won't want to miss this one. My name is Mayan, and today we're going to tour through this coach and have some fun. Now up front, this coach has a 10,000 watt Onan quiet diesel generator, and it actually comes out on a slide tray here that you operate with the push of a button. It's got a one-piece windshield and a classic Beaver face on it. I love how this front end looks. It just looks like a Beaver, I feel like. Big Beaver badge in the middle, classic setup where a lot of Monacos had their mirrors out in front of that one-piece windshield, and the mirrors themselves are in pretty good shape. This coach is not perfect, but it's one owner and it is in excellent condition. And you know, these coaches age like fine wine. Now this does have side cameras here, so they will come on automatically when you hit the indicators. And then I love how the docking lights are kind of built into the fiberglass here and recessed. This coach has a aluminum wheel package, so you've got AccuRide aluminum wheels all the way around the coach. Now I do believe this coach is currently in need of tires. There's Michelin tires all around, and they actually have good disc brakes on the front axle of this coach, and the axle ratings are huge. So the front axle here has a 14,500 pound weight rating, and the two axles in the back are no joke either. When you peel back the skin, this chassis is just a tank. So in combination with those axles on this coach, it gives you a high quality ride. Now this right here is our tank bay. We're well equipped with tanks, so 130 gallons of diesel fuel tank, which you can fill from both sides of the coach. We've got 100 gallons of fresh tank and 77 gallons of gray, while we've got a 45 gallon black tank. And I love the access to this fuel tank because a lot of times if you pull up, instead of messing with this little small door that you've got, you can just open this entire door. Now right here is a fully pass-through storage compartment with a slide tray. We've also got some extra tiles that go with the coach, and they're stored down here. And this slide tray will come out on both sides of the bus. Now this is a second storage compartment. This is fully pass-through. We've got the extension for the ladder on the back, as well as a couple other little extra hoses and stuff like that. This coach hasn't even been cleaned down in the bays yet. We just grabbed this coach, they washed the outside, went through the interior, and we figured it was time to do a video on it because the world needs to see it. And I've had some people asking about it since we released a quick little video on Instagram and Facebook and a couple other places. I think we put it as a YouTube short as well. So shout out to everyone who saw that. Now right here, we've got our plumbing bay, and I love the stainless finish. It's just classic, timeless. We've got a black tank flush for that 45 gallon black tank. You got your city water connection over there, which you can use to fill the 100 gallon fresh tank. And then remember, we've got a slightly larger 77 gallon gray tank on this coach. There's also some space down here to fit your storage, to store your dump pipe if you'd like. Not a massive one, but you could definitely store a decent sized one in here. And then I love those little openings you've got that are still in good condition and not cracked and dried up. Now your AquaHot stainless exhaust pipe is right here on the driver's side of the coach with a little warning hot. And then we've got our dually and tag axle. So this tag axle is liftable, or you can release the airbag pressure. And of course, this is a side radiated coach. And when you look in here, you can see the cleanliness of the radiator setup. And this side radiator setup is going to give you better cooling when you're going up and down mountains and things like that, and just anytime. And it also is going to give you better access to the belts and the motor, which has been exploited by this rather large rear engine hatch. It's not quite as big as something like a Prevost bus, but it's still a good size engine hatch. And then we do have a 10,000 pound towing capacity. That 400 yellow C9 Caterpillar is a legendary motor. These engines will run a very, very long time. Some will even argue that at 67 or 76,000 miles, whatever's on the clock on this coach, I can't remember at the moment. And some would argue that the 77,000 miles on that C9 Caterpillar 400 horsepower is not even broken in yet. And again, if you've seen a recent short, we did a side-by-side comparison with a 400 or 425 Cummins actually, and the C9 performed quite well. Now this does have a nice exhaust brake on the coach, which works great. And again, with the disc brakes in front, this is going to be an excellent coach to get up and down mountains. Not only going to have the power, but you've got the cooling and you've got the stopping power. And let's go ahead and open up some compartments. So it's worth noting on this side of the coach, there is some light paint checking, due to not being perfectly kept out of the sun its entire life, but it's really not bad, and it's isolated to this super dark. I have to take my glasses off to see exactly what color. That's like a candy purple. That is a super cool color, dude. I call it candy because I have like a grape flavored sucker will actually be that color. Anyways, let's get back to the tour. We try to be as transparent as we can. I mean, we're not perfect, and sometimes we overlook things. It just happens. But yeah. Anyways, these coaches are a lot of fun. And these, all right, so we do have two cutoffs back here. One's for chassis side, one's for house side. And then you do have access to some more electronics back here. We've got a relay, an isolator, it looks like. Yeah, that's a battery isolator relay. So that may be for your push button jump start or something like that. Yep, you got some IntelliTech parts here. And I like that it's all sealed up in this little box. And then right here is our batteries. We've got 2 starting batteries up top and then 4 house batteries down below. And those are just regular old flooded batteries. They are on slide trays, which is quite nice. And yeah, we do have a window awning package. So there's one window awning here, and then there's a larger one on the other side of the coach. Both of them look great. And then we do have an electric Carefree of Colorado patio awning here, as well as an electric entrance awning. So nice awning package. And of course, all 4 slide outs do have slide toppers. And I love the fact that these slides have the sides of the slide out painted with the striping graphics of the coach. That's an extra little touch on these higher end motor coaches. Now this is the back of our refrigerator. And then let's open up these bays. I love the recessed docking lights. They're just beautiful. This is our propane tank. And this is our other side of the second pass-through storage compartment. So as you'll see on the propane, there's a tap here made for extra grills or anything you would like to have on the outside of the coach. And the coach does use propane for, I believe, the stovetop and the refrigerator, 2 things that could be changed out. So not as bad as some of those coaches that don't have the AquaHot, because this coach does have the AquaHot system on it. Now this is our front pass-through storage compartment that has the slide tray on it, and this right here is the other side of our tanks, and you have your AquaHot here. So this is a HydroHot, but they both use the same Webasto burner, and the service is very similar. These are continuous water heaters, and you've also got an electric element in there, so you can use campground power and sometimes generator power to give you heat. Now these have coolant in them that circulates around in radiators throughout the coach, and there's a lot of research done on them out there. I think AZ Expert has probably got some videos. There's a few other people who have done some cool videos on the AquaHots and how to service them if you'd like to do that yourself. Otherwise, once a year you can have somebody change the diesel nozzle, clean out the chamber, inspect a few things, and carry on. Change a filter as well. Now one flaw I want to point out here is there is some DLAM right here. It's really not super noticeable, but there's a smidge there. And there's no water leaks on this coach. It literally last night just came down. I mean, it just poured last night. I've actually got an RV currently parked on the property. It's the 2023 Holiday Rambler Nautica that you just saw on the channel. And that coach, we are not moving right now at all because the ground is so wet. We don't want to create mud tracks. Anyways, so yeah, this just got super duper rained on. All right, let's go ahead and take a peek at the interior with the slides closed. And I do want to point out another little flaw here. So there's some clear issues going on here, which could be fixed quite cheaply. And there's also a little bit of 3M grossness going on, so you can have that removed. And again, we have people who could take care of both this paint and the 3M, so it's really not a big deal. And again, things like this are minor. I mean, our detailers are skilled enough to like mask this off and just paint it, and it looks a lot better. So those sometimes can be DIY projects that you carry home, or as we like to say at RV Max, come free of charge. Now, while we're on the topic of flaws, I'm like holding back this interior. I'm getting y'all going. This coach does need a front windshield, so it's cracked. We plan on replacing it. So just wanted to be transparent with that. It will have a new windshield when this goes out. But right now it's cracked. Now we've got custom mats here, which protect our stepway. And this coach was optioned with full tile. So this is all tile, even though we're stepping on these mats here. And look at the travel space. This is just classic, right? This is what you don't see as much anymore. This amount of travel space. I mean, I can move around in here. We can do a little dance. We can have a disco ball coming down, lights, all with the slides closed, chilling in the back of a parking lot or a little boondocking harvest host place. Anyways, so great access to the coach. Refrigerators here. You can even use your washer dryer with ease. Bathroom, of course, is unaffected. And look at the bedroom. This is one of the biggest things I love about a Monaco coach, is this travel space. So, without further ado, let's deploy the 4 slide outs. Welcome to the coach with the slides deployed. We've got an expansive coach here, especially considering we don't have one of those fancy smancy full wall slides that you see on all the newer coaches. This coach just has a Monaco designed 4 slide out system. And over here in this slide out, which includes our galley space, is a little love couch here, made out of this nice leather material. And I like the window right behind me. It's a good size window. The windows over there are also of a good size, and they're pretty clear too. No significant fog here that I'm seeing on these dual pane insulated windows. And the Corian countertops are very nice to look at, even when you're sitting here, not in the galley space or you're not in the dining space. You can see that little sandwich design they got going on. Now, this is a porcelain tile floor, and as mentioned, it is an option to have it all the way up here. There are some of these which will have carpet in this area of the living room. And the Westport floor plan is, I believe, a 2008 floor plan. So you're seeing a 2007 model coach with a 2008 floor plan. And of course, we've got that legendary cherry woodwork throughout the coach, which is extremely solid, and a lot of things are made out of cherry that you wouldn't normally see in most RVs or production coaches. And I just love the woodwork in a nice Monaco coach, especially given that this has that Beaver DNA also going on. Now over here we've got a big couch. This is like a cloth material, super comfortable. And there is a pull-out mattress up underneath it. These windows all have screens, and we do have cabinets up above both sides of the coach. That dining table will extend so you can seat 4 people here. We've got more storage back here, and then a Sony TV in the middle of the coach. You've also got a smaller TV up in the front of the coach. And I love all the adjustable shelving here. It's also well built, carpeted, finished out, beautiful hinges, beautiful cabinetry. And then over here, we've got a large Dometic gas electric refrigerator. So this has the side-by-side setup, and it's cold. I can feel it come out of this thing. Ice maker built in. Just a nice setup. And I love all of this wood around here. It's beautiful. We've got adjustable shelves, all fully carpeted, super clean carpeting. There's drawers down below. And check out this pantry. You can get to it from this cabinet here, while also being able to traditionally slide the pantry out. That is super thoughtful. And again, super clean. The woodwork is astounding. Like, this whole wall here is all solid wood. I mean, you definitely don't want to run into this thing. It's gonna give you some feedback. You've also got a lot of design and styling in the woodwork, as well as having recessed lights built into finished stained wood pieces, which gives it a unique vibe. Now, in the galley space, you've actually got your aqua hot control down here, as well as some outlet. You've got a dual hard surface sink here with a pot sprayer, a filtered water setup, and a 3-burner gas stove with these removable Corian inserts. Now, right here is a stack of service history and things like that, as well as the original option sheet for this coach. So look at that, $330,000. $324,000 sticker price was in 2007, baby. That's insane. All right, so we've got all the original manuals to the coach. We've got the original build sheet, as you just saw, the option list. And then check out this extension, baby. It's on a roller, so you can actually put weight on it, okay? Please, not everybody can do that, but this is a pretty sturdy one right here, all right? Most of these just come out and float. You've also got a bunch of storage down below. I also love the decorative backsplash. It goes well with the coach, and you see it even in the bathrooms in the back of the bus. Now, there is a fantastic exhaust fan right above here for the kitchen area. And in this hallway space, we've got a Whirlpool washer dryer setup with an extra bit of storage down below. And then there is a pocket door right here, which the pocket doors in this coach are quite well built. That was one of the things these coaches were known for. A lot of insulation as well. The 2002 Marquis that I had my 7th birthday in, my mom always talked about how much she loved that coach because she could shut off the pocket doors and get a break from all the hubbub of what my dad was up to and buddies and, you know, tailgating stuff going on in the front and outside. So these pocket doors are approved by Mom. All right, let's lock this down. Hi, Mom. All right, so we've got more solid wood, porcelain tile, nice bathroom. Check out the backsplash. Looks pretty good back here. We've got a sink. We've got a bunch of space. I love the woodwork. And then I love this vanity mirror setup. So this comes in the Westport floor plan, and I think it's quite nice. There's storage back behind here. And then we've got a radius shower here with a glass enclosure. We step in here for your reference, 5'11". You see how much space we've got? Bit of there's a spot to keep your shower stuff, and you can also sit there. And then right over here, we've got the solid door that leads to our water closet. That is a thick door. You are correct, Kyle. Look at that sucker. That's a door. We've also got these towel holders on the other side. The hardware feels really nice. You know, just high quality motor coach here. This whole frame, I mean, this whole, look at this. Look at this wall. Look at that. That's all solid frame. And then we've got our porcelain toilet here, storage space back behind there, as well as our Intelitech control center and our main breakers. These are great electronics to have in a motor coach. Now over here we've got a wood framed window, beautiful view out there. And then we've got a backsplash with our own sink and some more storage behind that vanity mirror and down below, along with some outlets and an exhaust fan for this toilet room and an exhaust fan for this shower room. Gotta love it. Now, this little wood panel thing is our central control. We've got control of the inverter. You can start the generator up here. You can check your tanks. You can operate 4 slide outs from here. So this is a nice little area you can quickly get to everything. You can also control 2 of the air conditioners via the thermostat that's located in the bedroom right over here. Now right here we've got more solid wood and a very nice pocket door here. So you get very insulated from the front of this coach. And then our thermostat that I was just talking about is right here. So you can control 2 air conditioners, 2 zones of heat and all that, as well as lights and our ceiling fan. Now I can hear the rain starting outside, which is kind of cozy. We've got a nice little scene here, a little pond, and it's raining, and we're in a Beaver coach. I just need a couple of nice candles, some of that leather candle smell, and I think that would go perfectly with this coach right now. Anyways, I love the mirrors. We've got a full body mirror there, another mirror here, and then tons of cabinet storage space, a Corian countertop. This window is an emergency window, so you can bail out of the coach if you need to. And then over here we've got outlets, and just look at all this woodwork. It's amazing. How many times have I said woodwork? I don't know, but it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. A lot of storage space. We've got, look at all these drawers. This is amazing. You could have like a high-end clothing store out of this coach and just let people like go through, you know, all this beautiful cabinetry. This is a regular closet right back here, but it's a good size and it has lights as well as 2 of our fold-up chairs. We've got engine access here, as well as a queen-size bed, which you could fit in a larger bed here. I'd have to double check to see if you can go king, but I definitely know you could go Olympic queen. You've got these big windows on either side of the headboard. The headboard piece is beautiful. We've got reading lights, storage up here. I really love the feel of this interior. I think it's warm, inviting, comforting, very well built, and has a lot of aspects that are absolutely timeless. I mean, this coach is going to look amazing the next 10 years. And again, there's features that are not currently being offered as well as this coach is offering. And I think this Beaver coach provides some very unique classic features that are why these are legendary. Now let's go hit the road on a test drive. All right, we are out driving this coach right now, and it is pouring down rain here in Greenville, South Carolina. But I am insulated well. I've got an excellent view out of the front of this coach, and you know, the side cameras are coming in handy right now. This 10 airbag RR10S Roadmaster custom chassis that they put in this coach is an excellent riding bus. The front end is such a big axle rating, but it never feels like hoppy or too stiff or anything like that. It's perfectly supple. Reminds me of a nice, solid sedan feel. Now the disc brakes up front feel excellent, and the exhaust brake is also pretty powerful, giving this thing a good stopping capability. The 400 cat feels nice, transmission shifts without a beat, and it's easy to come to a smooth stop in this coach. I love this cockpit too. It's just such a beautiful, simple, laid-back Beaver cockpit. Now, having the tag axle is another big plus to any driving experience in a bus, because when you go over those bumps and the whole coach is rocking, you've got an extra axle back there that keeps the whole thing stable. And one of the easiest ways to notice the difference between a non-tag and a tag axle coach is to go over a speed bump. You're going to notice very quickly the difference. And also, did you just notice that? So when you apply your brakes, it stops making the indicator noise. That way, when you're sitting at the stop sign, you know, you don't just zone out on hearing the indicator noise and then forget about it once you make the left turn or whatever. So that's a thoughtful feature that you got in the Monaco coaches. This big leather steering wheel with the Beaver insignia in the middle, this is a classic steering wheel that we're all used to in these high-end motor coaches. VIP wheel with all my controls for the windshield wipers, flashing the headlights, taillights. You know, these chassis are so nice. Another thing I love about it is I can barely feel the generator right now. I've got it running and you can barely feel it, hear it. But yeah, nice driving, Coach. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I have had a blast. We're very appreciative to you all. Peace and love be with you, and please catch us on the next one.